I know I am a few days late on this, but I guess better late than never. But can we thank Epic Games for adding more items that are so impossible for me to pronounce? I really do appreciate that. That way more people can roast me in my comment section. It doesn't happen enough, so thank you so much, Epic Games. Make sure to drop a like for Epic Games on this one, guys. So if you guys don't know what this video is about, I go through all the leaked items and rank them from worst to best, starting with the skins, then moving on to the pickaxes, back bling, and ending up with the wraps, because we do have a lot of new wraps that I am excited for. Starting out with the skins, at my number 6 spot for my least favorite skin from this leak, I would have to give it to Kenji. I don't think he really fits the design as a male character. I feel like the girl skin just outclasses him so hard that I can't really put him any higher up on this list. He's easily the one I'm least excited for because the girl is just so much more superior in my mind. Moving on to my number 5 spot, I had to give it to Axiom, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this guy, he just doesn't look as good as the girl skin. This one doesn't happen every time, but it does happen quite often, I would say. The girls typically look better than the guys, and when they add a guy and a girl together, the girls are typically ranked higher, but later on in this list, you'll see that isn't always the case. I do think this is a pretty good design, even though the color scheme is all over the place. I feel like this has potential to be a horrible skin. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I had to give it to the Laguna. This is the starter pack skin this season. I feel like it has potential to be a very great skin, one of the best starter pack skins in this game, but still, I'm not as excited for this skin as the 3 above it. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I had to give it to the Shin. That is literally how you pronounce this name. You can look it up. I looked up how to pronounce it. I swear I put hours and hours researching how to pronounce each of these names because I can't pronounce any of them. But Shin is this girl's name. Literally, it's Shin, Epic Games. Come on now. But I do have high hopes for this one. I feel like it could be horrible though. The color scheme is blue, black, and gold. It's all over the place, and she has that red hair as well. I don't know if this is gonna mix well together and actually look good in game, but I have higher hopes for this one than I do for the guy's skin. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to Kuno. This one really reminds me of a fighter or a warrior of some sort, but it also reminds me of a mummy with all of that bandage wrapped up around their bodies. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be based on, but regardless, guys, I really think this is a really cool color scheme. It's mostly gray, including the gray hair and the gray eyes as well. I really do like this skin, and I think it's going to be a great one of my favorites from this season, I'm assuming. Moving on to my number 1 spot, guys, I had to give it to the Merino. I know he already came out, but he really does have a different color scheme that works. I love his gray pants, and I love that teal shirt he has on. I feel like it stands out as a color we just don't get often enough because it looks amazing with this skin. I love it for a rare, simple guy skin. I think it looks really good, and we really don't get simple guy skins that look good in my mind too often. Moving on to the pickaxes, there are 7 leaked pickaxes. We've already received 1. The fresh cut at my number 7 spot for the worst pickaxe, or at least the most boring. Sometimes the very simple pickaxes I'm very excited for. I have used this one and it's decent, I would say, but overall it's just not gonna really outclass any of the ones above it, and if it does, it's because those are more disappointing than this one is good. Moving on to my number 6 spot, I had to give it to the Pineapple Strummer. We already have the 6-string striker, and I feel like that one is probably going to be better than this one. And if it's not, well, we already have a guitar design, and I really don't care for another one. I will say, though, this one has potential to be very good. I'm going to have to wait and see. I think this one has potential to have the best sound out of all of the pickaxes on this list, though. That's what I'll give it at the very least. Moving on to my number 5 spot, I gave it to the TriStar. This one does have a very simple design. I do like the design of it, and I would say at our number 5 spot and above, all these pickaxes are going to be good. Or at least I think they are going to be good. But we'll wait and see. I think this one is just too simple. I don't care for it enough. Like, if I had to pick through all these pickaxes which I wanted the most in the game, I wouldn't pick the TriStar above any of the other ones above it. Moving on to my number 4 spot, I gave it to the Quick Strike, and this one definitely has a weird design for a pickaxe, but I do like that about it. It's not like the Fresh Cut that just is a very simple, plain, boring pickaxe design. This one is something a little bit different, but also it's very clean at the same time. I like its color scheme. It's a very simple pickaxe though, I will give it that, but I think it's gonna be great. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I gave it to the Star Wand. I feel like this one could be my favorite out of the list. If it has a really nice sound, I think it might be, but overall, this one's a great pickaxe that I am excited for. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to the Psionic Edge. I think this one's gonna be really cool. Look at the design. This one just looks crazy to me. It looks super out there, but I do like it overall. I think the color scheme works for this pickaxe as well. The blue, the gold, and the black really work for the pickaxe. We'll see if it works for the skin. But I will say, we really haven't gotten a pickaxe that looks anything similar to this, but I think it will be really cool. Moving on to my number 1 spot, guys, I have to give it to the Stumpy. I think this could be the worst pickaxe in the game or one of the best pickaxes in the game. I really don't know. I think this will be super satisfying when you hit trees with it, or hit brick, or when you hit metal, when you hit anything. But most importantly, the trees, because you're hitting a tree on tree, a stump on stump. I think that's really funny. I think it looks pretty good as well. Tell me what you guys think. This is the one I am most excited for, and usually I do these lists, these leaked lists, on what I'm most excited for, not necessarily what I think is the best, but I do think this one is one of the best pickaxes from this leak. We're going to be moving on to the back blings at my number 6 spot for the worst back bling from this leak. Katana and Kunai. That's the name. It's one name, Katana and Kunai. I really don't like this one at all. I feel like we already have the wolf pack and they keep trying to add different sword designs, and I really just don't like them more than the original wolf pack. We have the snow brand, we have this back bling now. We don't need any more swords in this game, Epic Games, unless you can make it better than the perfect wolf pack, which I just don't see happening. Overall, I feel like this one's just going to be a little bit too long, and I'm not going to like actually using this back bling. Even if you think the design looks good, I don't think you're going to like it on your back. Moving on to my number 5 spot, I gave it to Commission. This one overall, it's just a little bit ugly. I don't think it's going to work with too many skins in this game. Blue skins, yeah, I'll probably work with, but anything that's not a blue skin, it's probably not going to work very well with. I think overall, it's just too simple, too boring for me to really put any higher up on this list. Moving on to my number 4 spot though, a mission. I think this one has a little cooler design, even though it's only going to be working with blue skins for the most part. I just don't see these ones really working out all that well. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe these ones will surprise me. I highly, highly doubt it though. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I gave it to the banana bag. I've already used this back bling and I really do like it. I think you should go out and at least look at the merino and then this back bling as well and make your final decision and see if you should buy that skin. I recommend it, but if I only had as many V-Bucks as you guys and could only make a few purchases, maybe I wouldn't get it. Regardless though, I do like this back bling and the skin. I think they work out perfectly together, and I think this back bling does work out with a lot of skins as well. Moving on to my number 2 spot, I gave it to the dual comma. I think this one could be one of the best back blings in the game. I really love the design. I love the different like swords or blades hanging off of it. I don't know exactly what they're called. Scythes? Are they like mini scythes? I guess I can say that for now. And then that little cloth hanging down below. I think that's actually going to look really good and add to this back bling a lot more than you may think it will. But regardless, guys, it's not the best. I would have to say the best is the Crystal Llama. So I don't know for sure, guys, if this is going to be the case, but there are 3 different llama colors leaked as of right now. We have white, we have green, and we have red. The one I've seen most prominently was the green one, so I'm assuming that's the one we're going to get for sure. But red and white, maybe it has added styles. If it does, I think this back bling will be absolutely amazing and a must get. Overall though, I really do love it, and I think you should go out and get it for whatever back bling it comes, or for whatever skin it comes out with. Maybe it comes out alone. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Guys, I thought I would talk about the glider. There only is one, so I can't really rank it. But Disruptor, I do think it looks really cool. It kind of looks like futuristic as well. Really cool color scheme. Nothing too far out there though. I think it could have a really cool sound. We'll have to wait and see. We have 7 different wraps coming to the item shop very soon, and maybe a pack of 4. We're gonna have to wait and see. If they added, let's say, 4 different wraps for 1,000 V-Bucks, would you guys buy it? What if it was for 800? How much would you spend on 4 different wraps that are somewhat similar? Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, all the card wraps are at the bottom of the list, but I still will go over them. At my number 7 spot, I gave it to the clubs, 6 spot, the spades, 5 spot, the hearts, and 4 spot, the diamonds. I think personally the color red is just gonna look better on guns than the color black, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I could easily change my mind and maybe really like these a lot more than the other ones I'm about to talk about in a second. Moving on to my number 3 spot, I gave it to the pineapple wrap. I feel like this one's really gonna stand out. The color yellow and green mixed together, I really wanna see how they're gonna do that. But regardless guys, pineapple is my favorite fruit. You gotta put it somewhat high up on this list, right? Moving on to my number 2 spot, this one isn't confirmed yet, but I do believe it will come to this game because we are getting a St. Patrick's Day LTM. The St. Patrick's Day wrap. I don't know what it's called yet. It'll probably be called something like Lucky. I don't know exactly, but this one is definitely a cool color scheme and I think it will look good on guns. Moving on to my number 1 spot though, I feel like it just deserves it, the Magma. The Magma is easily the best wrap. Easily, no doubt. Come on guys. I feel like the flaming color orange is gonna look great with some black as well. I think this is just gonna mix perfectly together and work perfectly. Tell me what you guys think though. Do you agree with anything I've said in this list, in this video? I feel like, honestly, the thing I'm most excited for, the Magma wrap, and then the Stumpy pickaxe out of everything. But make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications if you guys could. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.